Every morning when he woke up, he reached for her. That felt so good. Hi everybody, it's me, Jill, and welcome to Jill Informed. Before we begin, I have some devastating news to share. I know what you're thinking. Oh God, please don't let it be about Tom. It's about Tom. After 7 months of wedded bliss and without a red flag in sight, Tom and Luann have decided to get a divorce. Don't blame yourselves for being shocked. Who could have seen this coming? And now for the Real Housewives of New York City, Season 9, Episode 18, Make Out, Makeup. Well, this show opens with a lot of drunken, naked ladies. They are all really sloppy drunk. Oh, I love you too. And they're kind of in this big pile on top of each other. Bethany, for some reason, decides to go skinny dipping, and Sonia joins her. Dorinda walks out there and she's like, what is going on? Dorinda, voice of reason for, well, at least this part of the episode, says, I don't even get naked in my own home. I go from the tub to my towel to my underwear to my clothes. And I'm thinking, I hear you, girl. Bethany and Ramona are in the pool. Again, I told you they are so drunk. Everyone is so drunk. And they're crying and they're making up and they're apologizing and they're hugging it out. Meanwhile, Dorinda is trying to put Sonia's bathing suit back on her, and she's like wrestling her into it, and she's like, those aren't my pants. And they weren't. To be fair, she was right. This was Bethany's bathing suit that Dorinda was trying to struggle Sonia into. Oh my God. Then she walks away and everything's like twisted and crooked. Oh my God. It was just bizarre. Later, yet again, Bethany is the first to dinner and she's pissed because she didn't even want to go to dinner this time, and everyone's telling her, oh yeah, you have to. And she's sitting there alone. Nobody else is at the table. So she goes to get Dorinda and Tinsley, and Dorinda's like, it's fine, Bethany. We're on vacation time. And Tinsley's sloppy drunk. I mean, this is not good. I think what's happening here is that we're seeing what too much alcohol looks like. I do believe there is a tipping point where too much alcohol is just not really fun, and we may be approaching that with this tequila trip here. Anyway, Dorinda kind of loses it and she starts pontificating and her hands are going left and right. It reminds me very much of the scene when they were in that Bronx restaurant early on. She's screaming at Bethany, and Bethany gets up and was kind of mocking her, and Tinsley jumps up right away too. I don't even know if Tinsley knows what's happening. I think Tinsley thought this was going to be something fun, like a dance or something. So the two of them are up kind of, doing a lot of this with their hands and mocking her. She's sitting down doing a lot of this claw thing with her hands, and it was kind of funny until she grabs a knife like this and stabs the table with it. And then the next thing you know, she goes, I stabbed my hand. And Bethany's like, what? No. What? There's blood is really gushing everywhere. It's fine. I just need a Band-Aid. It's fine. And they're wrapping it. And she's like, how did that happen? You stabbed the table. She probably grabbed the knife from the business end. We didn't see it though, but God, it looked bad. Then Ramona comes to the table, and right away Tinsley says, listen, I want to apologize for yesterday. I shouldn't have accused you of putting that Page 6 article in there. Oh God, the Page 6 article. This will be Tinsley's legacy. We remember season 1 of Tinsley, if it isn't the only season of Tinsley, I'm not sure. But when we look back on season 1 of Tinsley, the immediate association is going to be Page 6. Tinsley starts whining about how, yeah, I just wanted to feel safe around my friends. And Bethany's like, you're in the wrong group, sunshine. And Tinsley's like, well, I mean, maybe just one person or two. And then bam, 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 bam. And everybody like looks. Ramona goes out there and they realize that it's fireworks. And Tinsley goes out there jumping up and down like a 2-year-old seeing this for the first time. It was very similar to how she acted when she found out there was one place to find all the promo codes. Yay! And Dorinda, who had left, comes back from God knows where, and she says to Bethany, I stabbed my hand. And Bethany goes, no, I'm not doing this. Dorinda, who obviously doesn't even remember that Bethany knows she cut her hand, is probably wondering what she means by and then that gets ugly again, and Dorinda goes back into the woodwork. We don't see her again that night. The next morning, Luann asks Ramona, so how was dinner? I'm sorry I missed it, but I was in my room talking to Tom, and I fell asleep. Ramona said, Bethany and I had a real heart-to-heart, and I think we're really on a good path. I think it's going really well. Luann says, until you screw it up again. Ho, 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 ho. What a friend. We see Sonia out on the front lawn FaceTiming Frenchie, and she's showing him herself. Here's my leg. And she's got the phone up here on her chest, and she's like lifting up her beach cover up and showing him her bathing suit. And then Frenchie says something like, when I get there, there better not be anybody else in your bed when I'm there, something like that. And she goes, oh, come on. I'm not sleeping with anyone else. I just butt-timed you. She did. So Dorinda and Bethany have a bad exchange again in the morning, and Dorinda goes into her bedroom, and she's kind of just watching TV, laying low. And Carol goes in there, and I think Carol probably does some really good work. She kind of talks to her about the situation. Dorinda realizes that she has some things to apologize for. And so later she does actually ask Bethany, can I talk to you for a minute? They go outside, and she gives her a really heartfelt apology, I believed. And I really do think she was sorry, and that she doesn't have any ill will toward Bethany. And Bethany I feel like I kind of understood Bethany for a minute. She made this comment about a lot of the things that she has going on in her life that she doesn't even tell people because it feels like she's bragging, and that every time there's talk of like how much success she's had right now, she feels like she needs to hide it. She just wishes everybody else was in the same boat, and she's feeling very awkward with it. And that might explain some of her behavior. She is a mess, though. I mean, she just is kind of a mess. I think she would be very hard to be friends with, and I think she was probably very hard to be married to. And I'm not sticking up for Jason Hoppy, even though when their show was on, he seemed like such a sweetheart. But if even half of the stuff is true about the stalking allegations and everything else, I'm not defending him. But she's got a wall up, and it's almost impenetrable. So I felt like there was a little crack in it, and I could kind of understand her a little bit. And Bethany, Dorinda, Sonia, and Luann stay back at the villa, and they're having kind of a spa day. And the other three, Tinsley, Carol, and Ramona, of all people, Tinsley and Ramona, go fishing, like deep sea fishing. When they arrive at the pier, Ramona gets out of the car by herself, and she's like, thanks for helping me out of the car. Tinsley, who is so defensive about everything, whiny and defensive, well, nobody helped me either. Okay, she wasn't talking to you, sweetie. Of course, Ramona was talking to the staff. Tinsley acts like she's on this show with her mom and her mom's friends, and they're not that much older than her. Tinsley's 41. She acts like a petulant teenager. Then they make this whole big point of when the fishing trip is over and they didn't catch a fish, that they're going to trick the other ladies by going to buy a fish and pretending that they caught it. Ooh, great plan, Lucy and Ethel. Who cares? The ladies would, A, aren't going to make fun of you if you didn't catch a fish, and B, they aren't going to be impressed if you did. You know, they just really don't care. And I don't even understand this because then they go out to dinner at a restaurant. So what happened with that fish? Did I miss something? It was an 80-pound fish. That's like more than 10 pounds of fish per woman. I don't even know what they were going to do with this giant fish. It's crazy. The final scene of the show is the ladies out at some restaurant, and Bethany has a genius idea. Let's play the rose and the thorn. Everybody say what your best part of the trip was, that's the rose, and your worst part of the trip, that's the thorn. Were you sitting at home like I was thinking, don't talk about your worst part. Please, please don't bring up the bad stuff. You guys are finally all kind of getting along. You're going home tomorrow. Wouldn't it be nice to just not stir the pot? Oh, cannot think of a worse idea. All things considered, it actually doesn't go too bad. So Sonia starts and she says that her rose was the time in the helicopter with you, and she's pointing to Ramona and Bethany. And Tinsley's like, I was in the helicopter too. But of course, Sonia won't acknowledge Tinsley. Then it's Tinsley's turn. Tinsley is, again, these women are drunker than they really should be. And Tinsley says, my rose is that I never felt more effing baller than in that helicopter. I mean, I didn't effing care if I was gonna effing die. It was just so effing sick being in that helicopter. Where did this Tinsley come from? What happened to debutante Tinsley? She just went from Tinsley at the cotillion to Tinsley from the block. Okay. Oh, she never felt so effing baller. Oh, it just kills me. These women think they're so straight. I love it. And then Luann has to say, girlfriend, I do have to tell you that we shouldn't be dropping the F-bomb because we're in a restaurant and there's people around us. Tinsley's like, I know, I say F all the time. Luann goes, well, you've got to stop with the F-bomb. And Bethany's just looking over like, okay, something's gonna start here. And Tinsley says, well, you say Palm Beach all the time and it's really West Palm, so whatever. Okay, then it's Ramona's turn, and leave it to Ramona to be the comic relief for the evening. What she's trying to say is that her rose is when Bethany and she had that kind of heart-to-heart and sort of peeled back the layers or got to the heart of the matter. But what she says is, my rose is when Bethany peeled me apart. And all the ladies are kind of laughing at that. And she said, yeah, my thorn is when I thought I wasn't going to be invited to the tequila tour. Because I thought I was just going to be like the girl at the cafeteria table all by myself. So that was good. Everybody was laughing, having a good time. Dorinda's was fine. Dorinda said her rose was the dancing horse and that her thorn was the bad fight she got into with Bethany. And she again, said, I'm really sorry for that. That was my fault and I shouldn't have been like that. Then Bethany said, yeah, that was my thorn too, by far. I was last night's fight with you and I'm glad we're past it. Then, the moment of the night, Luann's turn. My rose is my husband. And all the women just went, oh my God, no. They were dying. And she said, oh, I thought you just meant my rose in general. Okay, you knew it wasn't your rose in general. It was for the trip. Do you think that Dorinda's rose in general, the best part of her life is that dancing horse? Or that the best part of Sonia's life was that helicopter ride? And really, Tom, the best part of your life? Like over your children? Okay, well, enjoy it while it lasts. Okay, that's about it. Next week is the season finale. I don't want it to end. This was such a good season. And with the news of Luann's divorce, I can't wait for the reunion shows. Can't imagine how she's going to spin this. Yeah, that's going to be very interesting to see. That's all for now. I hope you liked it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And please hit that like button if you did. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.